question is what is God doing?
When we think about the world today, it's a crazy place.
Your spiritual life, your own life, your family life. Welcome to today's Daily 320. We're having a blast. We're out on the patio today with one of the greatest gifts I ever got from my kids, my Traeger smoker grill. And so we're cooking a little bit of steaks while we're here with you today. This week we've been talking about this panic, the craziness around the world, and we've been talking about relationships and how to not let the panic and the craziness hit the relationships. We've been talking about praying the Lord's Prayer, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, and how to paint a picture of what God is doing in heaven and establishing it on earth, and how that runs through relationships. So then we jumped over to Colossians 3. In Colossians 3, we talked about setting our minds on the things of the Spirit again. We talked about clothing ourselves, choosing to put on the things that build healthy relationships. And yesterday we talked about a few things about giving each other the bear hug of grace that says bear with one another. And today I want to kind of further that as we talk about calming the chaos, because what's boiling at this point is relationships. And relationships will continue to boil even after the pandemic is over. And so how do we deal with them? One of the things I want to suggest is in clothing ourselves, we have to look at what the Bible says. And it says, forgive each other as God forgives you. Here's the challenge. None of us really do that. We live in the Bible Belt. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Love your neighbor as yourself. We know all the scriptures. But none of us really forgive the way the Lord forgives us. Because here's what we do. We say, well, I forgive you, but that doesn't mean I have to forget. And there's nothing biblical about that statement. So we have built a whole religious circle around our society that says, I'm going to forgive, but I'm not going to forget, by God, what you did because you are a filthy son of a gun. And so we carry this grudge, and all it's doing is ruining every relationship around us. I think about my life and the ones that I've been wrong in and where I've done that and made a mess. I think about other people's lives where they've made a mess and where all these relationships just get peeled off one by one. And what's sad is the people always think that they're right. Well, I'm lonely because I'm right. No, when I'm lonely, it's usually because I'm wrong and I'm not forgiving right. And so I want to encourage you, the bear hug of grace also forgets. It doesn't take a day or a week of a relationship and judge it. It takes a year or two or decade and says, so the person had a bad week, let's forgive them. Let's get past it. And in that, we move forward, and then it says, and let the peace of Christ reign over your hearts. Again, the word reign is a word of authority, and it literally means the authority of peace will come and reign over your hearts when you learn to forgive others as God forgives you. And not only does he forgive you, he forgets so that he can go on and give you the bear hug of grace and reign in your heart. I encourage you to check in tomorrow on the Daily 320. I love what God's doing in your life. We're going to hit some steaks, watch the dogs fight, and have a blast. God bless you. See you tomorrow.